slide, please. Good afternoon, everyone. Honorable Speaker of the House, distinguished member of the Philippine Congress, esteemed organizers of this event, headed by Honorable Robert Pittenger, members of the Diplomatic Corps, fellow cybersecurity experts, and distinguished guests. It is an honor to join you today as the GFCE Regional Director for Southeast Asia Hub, former official also of the DICT. The Philippines and the broader Southeast Asia region are at a critical juncture in this digital transformation. As our reliance on technology deepens, so too thus our exposure to cyber threats that transcend national borders. This forum serves as a crucial platform to discuss how we can work together and to fortify our security frameworks, protect our citizens, and enhance regional and international cooperation in the face of evolving security risk. Cybersecurity is no longer just a technical issue. It is a matter of national security, economic stability, and societal resilience. Cyber attacks on critical infrastructure, financial systems, and government networks have become more frequent, more sophisticated, and more damaging. The rise of ransomware, for example, disinformation campaigns, deepfakes, and cyber-enabled espionage threatens not only individual nations, but the global digital ecosystems as a whole. In the face of these challenges, our response must be collective and strategic. No country can stand alone in cybersecurity. That is why organizations like us, the GFC, are dedicated to fostering global collaboration, knowledge sharing, and capacity building to help countries strengthen their cybersecurity posture through partnerships with governments, private sectors, academia, and civil society. We work to ensure that nations, especially those in developing regions, are equipped with the skills, resources, and policies needed to build cyber resilience and mitigate threats effectively. As we discuss, let us recognize that cybersecurity is a shared responsibility. We must prioritize regional cooperation, intelligence sharing, cybersecurity education, and the development of robust legal and regulatory frameworks. The Philippines, as a leader in the digital policy discussions within ASEAN, has a significant role to play in advancing regional and global cybersecurity efforts. So, who are we? The GFCE is an international platform to find support to partnerships and solutions that will close cyber security capacity gap. We help countries, organizations to put in place the foundational building blocks to increase their cyber resilience. We also identify successful policies, best practices, and ideas, and multiply this on a global level. So in this sense, we also participate in international cybersecurity and cybercrime processes, such as the open-ended working group or the ad hoc committee. Our main objective is to bring more attention to the need for efficient cyber capacity building and the involvement of all stakeholders in related processes. We have a mission and a vision, of course, to strengthen international collaboration on cyber capacity building and expertise. Our objectives are very simple: to avoid duplication of efforts by coordination, to share knowledge and expertise, and also to match needs of support. Later on, I will discuss briefly on that. And okay, so GFCE was established in 2015 as a global multi-stakeholder platform dedicated to strengthening cyber capacity building efforts worldwide. It was launched during the Global Conference on Cyberspace 2015 in The Hague, Netherlands, as an initiative aimed to fostering international cooperation, knowledge sharing, and coordination in cybersecurity. The GFC was founded with the support of governments, international organizations, private sector stakeholders, and civil society groups who recognize the urgent need for a more structured and collaborative approach to cyber capacity building. We operate as a voluntary, action-oriented, and member-driven platform, bringing together countries and organizations from around the world to share expertise and resources. In 2016, from 42 members, From 2016 to 2019, from 84 members, we were doubled to 84 and 21 partners, and 120 members and 93 partners from 2020 to 2023. And today, we have 236 members and partners globally. So the members are the member states, and the partners are stakeholders, civil society organizations, academia. And these are tools and services that we provide. We have the matchmaking mechanism. We also have the Civil portal, where you can check all the related cyber capacity building in your region for your strategic action to plan what's next in your region. So since its inception, the GFC has grown into a leading international platform that bridges cyber capacity gaps by fostering collaboration. We avoid duplication of efforts by meeting donor countries in the region, USA, Canada, New Zealand, Australia, and promoting sustainable cyber development in all regions, including Southeast Asia, Africa, Latin America, and the Caribbean. So we have 5 regional hubs, and those are that I mentioned. Through its multi-sector approach, the GFC continues to play a vital role in enhancing cyber resilience worldwide. And this is the tool that we use, the Civil portal. It's a repository for international cyber capacity building projects. So you just access our civilportal.org and check whether in your country or a specific region you have the cyber capacity needs. You can audit, you can validate, and can plan which cyber capacity you need more. And thus the GFC will be there to assist upon request, of course, from our member state. Okay, sorry for that. So this is the website. In 2024, we have 55,000 users, and 86 projects, and 407 tools and publications. So you can freely access that website. And for the next tool, we have the GFC clearinghouse mechanism. So it's like a matchmaking platform. Like, for example, a country needs something for CCB, and they have to request for assistance with the GFC, and the GFC will consult the clearinghouse and match their needs to the donor's activity in the region, and thus helping them. So these are the examples. Papua New Guinea in 2021, they requested the development of national cyber strategy, drafting the legislation for CIIP, support in executing the CIP assessment, and also performing a CSIRT maturity evaluation. And that was done in this area. I mean, in this time. And in 2022, Republic of Congo requested request for support in 4 areas: drafting a national cyber strategy, establishment of the country's first governmental CSIRT, promotion of existing cyber legislation, and of course, cyber capacity for public servants within relevant institutions. And in 2024, just last year, Vietnam, through its Ministry of Post and Telecommunications Cyber Department, requested assistance in the development of a cybersecurity standards. So we consulted the clearinghouse, and Australia DFAT immediately raised their hand, responded to the request to the GFC clearinghouse mechanism. And this platform shows that we work together to build cyber resiliency in the region. So it's a public, private, civil society, academia, because we have a pool of experts in the in the GFC community. So, why collaboration matters? The evolving digital landscape is marked by rapid technological advancements, increasing connectivity. That's why we're discussing the submarine cables, and the corresponding rise in sophisticated cyber threats, according to the World Economic Forum. Collaborative efforts among stakeholders are essential to bridge knowledge gaps and foster innovation. For the Philippines, these partnerships can address specific challenges like skill shortages and regulatory hurdles. Effective collaboration ensures the integration of global best practices into localized solutions, creating more robust cybersecurity infrastructure. So globally, Cybersecurity faces three main challenges: skills gaps, rapidly evolving technology, and resource disparities, according to the IC Squared. In the Philippines, these issues are compounded by limited expertise, underfunded research, and the complexity of regulatory environments. Cross-border cyber threats, such as disinformation and ransomware, further underline the need for international cooperation. So by learning from global benchmarks, the Philippines can build a more resilient cyber ecosystem. So in the light of the region's burgeoning digital economy and increasingly interconnected societies, ASEAN affirmed the importance of rules-based cyberspace as an enabler of economic progress and betterment of living standards, and agreed to in principle that international law, voluntary, and non-binding norms of state behavior and practical confidence-building measures are essential for stability and predictability in cyberspace. To that end, and in response to ASEAN leaders' direction to make progress on discussions to identify a concrete list of voluntary, non-binding, and practical norms of state behavior in cyberspace that ASEAN can work together towards adopting and implementing. So during the third AMCC in 2018, ASEAN member states agreed to subscribe in principle to the 11 voluntary non-binding norms recommended in the 2015 report of the UN GGE, or United Nations Group of Governmental Experts on Developments in the Field of ICT in the context of international security, as well as to focus on regional capacity building in implementing these norms. Up to this date, ASEAN is the only region globally that has subscribed to collectively. However, not all countries have the same capacity on cyber development. So the GFCE, through its global presence, has, wait a moment. Okay, so the GFC, in response to that, not just regionally but globally, has initiated some actions or activities in the region and also globally. So here I'm presenting a global actions that the GFC did for the past years. So on November 20 of 2019 in Strasbourg, the Supreme Prosecutor's Office of the Republic of Korea, the World Bank, and the GFCE joined forces to support the development of the Asia-Pacific Cybercrime Capacity Building Hub to build a strong network for international cooperation on combating cybercrime. As a result, we trained more than dozens of countries on this aspect. I believe Philippines is also one of the recipients of this, and Vietnam, and also other countries in the Pacific. Sierra Leone, we also helped Sierra Leone to roll out cyber skills assessment with the support from GFC communities. So that's in 2021. With support from GFC's clearinghouse mechanism, the government of Sierra Leone intends to strengthen cybersecurity capabilities of its society as a whole, including citizens, public, and the private sector. And in Africa, we have our regional director for Africa, former Minister of Mauritania. The partnership between the GFC and African Development Bank aims to equip African nations with the tools and expertise needed to address cybersecurity challenges while supporting the continent's digital transformation. That was last year. And for Southeast Asia, we normally conduct our regional meeting with the assistance of the Singapore government. So technically, the Southeast Asia hub of the GFC is housed within the Singapore government in the ASEAN-Singapore Cybersecurity Center of Excellence. And with this, we always conduct cyber capacity building in there to our ASEAN member countries and also other countries in the Pacific. So locally, the GFCE and CPED collaborated on Cybersecurity and AI Forum, which was also supported by other government entities, and also the House of Representatives attended this forum. And in 2023, we initiated Cyber Dialogue, capacity building needs in the critical information infrastructure sector, a commitment from all stakeholders to continue working collaboratively towards the development and implementation of our robust, unified cybersecurity standards. And this is our work with the House of Representatives and the CPED to develop the ASEAN AA framework. I think this is just recently last year. And last November, the GFCE, CPED, and SOR conducted a cybersecurity review of strengthening national cybersecurity, a multi-sector dialogue on the protection of CII and the future of cybersecurity governance in the Philippines. So today, cybersecurity is no longer the responsibility of a single entity, but a collective effort that requires collaboration across governments, industries, academia, and civil society. The threats we face today, ranging from cybercrime, disinformation, deepfakes, and digital espionage, transcend borders and demand coordinated responses. By working together, we strengthen our collective resilience, ensuring that no nation, organization, or individual is left vulnerable in the face of evolving cyber threats. Cybersecurity is not just protecting systems and data. It is about safeguarding people, institutions, and the trust that underpins our digital society. Through shared expertise, capacity building initiatives, and strategic partnership, we can create a more secure and resilient digital ecosystem. And investing in cybersecurity education, fostering information sharing mechanisms, and developing international legal frameworks are key steps toward a safer cyberspace for all. As we move forward, our commitment to cybersecurity must remain steadfast. By embracing a collaborative approach, we can proactively mitigate risk, respond effectively to cyber incidents, and build a future where cybersecurity is shared responsibility. So together, we can protect each other, ensuring that the digital world remains a space of opportunity, innovation, and trust. The GFCE bridges the cyber capacity gap by bringing together global expertise. We have a strong community for that, fostering collaboration and enabling practical solutions to strengthen cyber workforce worldwide. So by connecting governments, organizations, and experts, we ensure that every country, regardless of its cyber maturity, has access to the knowledge, tools, and partnerships needed to build resilience. Cyber threats knows no borders, and neither should our efforts to combat them. Through shared responsibility and collective action, we can create a safer, more secure digital world for everyone. But before I end, I'd like to invite you to our GC3B conference in Geneva, Switzerland on May 14 to 15. The first one was in Accra, Ghana in 2023, and this year we are having it in Geneva. You're all welcome to be there. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you, Director. Very well presented. We will now have a presentation